Newegg TV's coverage of Computex is powered by new Intel Core processors.
Hey everybody, welcome back to Newegg TV. We're continuing our coverage of Computex 2013 and we've made our way over to the G.Skill booth. I'm here talking with Mark. How are you doing today, Mark?
Good. How are you doing?
I'm doing fantastic. Thank you for asking. Had a good breakfast this morning, got a good night's sleep. Went to the night market last night.
Really?
But, all right, I'm getting too distracted. We're here to talk about some G.Skill stuff. And you guys might know G.Skill for their memory. But actually, before we dive into that, because they have some specialized kits here for the launch of Haswell and Intel's 4th generation core processors, G.Skill is actually venturing into the headset market.
That's right.
All right, so we have a couple prototypes. They're over here on our left. These are going to be part of the Ripjawz series.
Yep.
Now, before we start talking about the details, is there any sort of time frame you guys are looking for to actually release these products?
Well, we're looking at about Q4 this year.
Okay.
So look forward to it.
All right, so Q4, if you guys are interested, check it out. These are the Ripjawz. Let's start off with this one here on the right, the red headset that we have. I'll go ahead and pick this one up. This is the D71.
Yeah, this is the D71. This is our budget-minded model.
Okay.
And it has two 50mm drivers. The special thing about this is it simulates 7.1 surround sound over USB.
All right, so you actually have an audio device integrated?
Yeah, this is actually, it uses Dolby technology to simulate the 7.1 sound.
Okay.
And it features pretty much the bass. And then right here you have our detachable microphone.
Oh, nice.
And what's special about this is the ENC noise cancellation.
Okay.
And so it cancels out everything around you so that your buddies over in-game can only hear your voice. They won't be able they won't be able to hear anything around you.
All right, so as you're speaking, the mic's only going to be focusing in on your voice. Any other, say, ambient noise that might be coming in that might be distracting as you're trying to communicate with all of your teammates will be canceled out. And I also like the fact that it's detachable, a little bit of flexibility there as well.
Yeah.
And so keep an eye out for this one in Q4 of this year. This is the red version.
Yes.
We also have, let's see, customizable equalizer.
Yeah. This is all done in driver.
Okay.
So you can tweak your equalizer to suit your needs on your computer within the driver.
All right. We also have some metal connection points right here, so that keeps the adjustments for the ear cups nice and sturdy. Some nice big leatherettes ear cups, so it's going to keep it nice and comfortable for long hours of use. And yeah, excellent design here. I like the red theme.
Thanks.
And this is going to be compatible with all versions of Windows OS, XP, Vista 7, and 8. So whatever you're using, it'll plug it in and work. And we should also point out the inline controller module that you have right here. So looks like you can mute your mic.
Yep. And then you can mute your volume, and there's just your basic volume control here.
So some basic controls right there. And again, this is a USB connected device. So it's going to be essentially using all of the audio hardware that's in the headphones themselves, so you're not going to have to worry about any interference from onboard audio that you might have on your motherboard or that sort of thing?
Yeah, so we're going to improve on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
It's still under testing.
Still under testing. Let's move on and check out the blue headset we have over here. This is the R71, and this one is pretty fancy. Now, there's a really cool inline device or module that they have right here, but let's talk about the headset unit itself first. This one features 7.1 surround?
Yeah, this is also 7.1 surround, but this is actually real 7.1. So we have 5 different driver units on each side for a total of 10. So you can get each channel separated.
Nice. And then again, we have the detachable boom mic. Is this one also going to feature the noise cancellation?
Yeah, this is the same thing with ENC technology.
Beautiful. All right.
Yes.
And apart from that, essentially, kind of as far as the physical design itself, essentially got the same nice sturdy adjustments here on the side, same comfy ear cups. And then we also have this inline module right here. This is the fanciest inline module that I've ever seen on a headset.
Yeah, this is this is the first industry first actually.
Okay.
This is a inline touch control panel that we have. You can control the volume here.
Okay.
And then we also have the basic mute buttons on each side. And what's special about this is that you can also adjust each channel, the volume of each channel.
Oh, really? Wow.
As you cycle through this, you can see there's a center, there's a rear, there's the side or the subwoofer volume, and then the side right here.
So if you're getting a bit too much feedback coming from your rear channels, you can actually individually go in, lower the volume on those, and then since you have the individual drivers on the ear cups themselves, it's able to actually lower the volume of those all individually.
Yep.
Very nice.
So it's quite customizable.
All right, so there's a look at some upcoming headsets. Again, the D71 and the R71 from G.Skill's Ripjawz series of gaming headsets. Q4 this year, so keep your eyes open for that. Now let's move on to what G.Skill is perhaps better known by you guys for, and that would be memory. We have some new memory lines, some faster memory lines. This is the Trident X series, which you guys have probably seen on our Newegg TV YouTube channel. We've been using this in a lot of our test beds. Extremely fast memory. I really like the design. I love the removable, you got the kind of flare on the top, but you can also slide that off if it ever comes into conflict with your air cooler. What are we looking at here as far as improved speeds from what we've seen in the past?
Well, this is our newly designed memory line, and well, not series, but these are all new memory kits.
Yeah.
And these are designed for the new Haswell processors and the Z87 motherboards.
All right, so it should drop right in there. Have you guys been working with testing and validation with Intel to make sure that these are going to be working no matter what type of system that you drop them into?
Yeah, actually we're the first ones to be Intel certified and validated by at 3000 megahertz.
3000, that's for XMP?
For XMP.
Wow, okay. So now this is going to, from my understanding, this is going to kind of vary based on what processor you have installed, because you got an IMC in that processor, and some are going to be stronger than others. But assuming that your processor can handle it, you could drop in a 3000 memory kit, plug in the XMP profile, and you'll be running at 3000 megahertz without. Right. You don't need to be like one of the overclockers we got that they have out here right now who are doing some world record overclocking. We're going to show you guys that in just a second, but XMP makes it really easy to plug in those overclocked memory profiles, get the memory up and running. And I also noticed you guys have actually, just to prove how fast these things actually are, running some beyond 3000 tests up here.
Yes. What we've shown is that we've overclocked the 16 gigabyte model to 3250 megahertz.
Wow, okay.
And we've actually run HyperPi under 8 cores, so there's 8 threads going on, and we've proved that it's pretty stable at this frequency.
We can see HyperPi is run through on all 8 threads up there, finish the test, no problem. And yeah, some excellent memory. Now, as far as memory configurations that are going to be available with the Trident X kits here, Haswell or Intel 4th generation core is dual channel, but of course you can purchase a quad channel kit as well. Is there any benefit, say if you're going for dual channel or quad channel, to purchase an actual quad channel kit versus say 2 dual channel kits?
Well, because it's such a high performance kit that it's recommended if you want 32 gigabytes or a full 4 module kit that you purchase all within the same kit. Otherwise, you're going to run into like compatibility problems.
Okay. So if you want everything to just sort of plug in and work, especially if you're going to be using those XMP profiles for the higher overclock speeds, quad channel kit's going to give you better stability overall. But if you perhaps don't have quite the cash to be dropping on a full 32 gigabyte quad channel kit, are you guys also going to have dual channel kits available?
Yeah, we're going to have 4 module kits and dual channel kits available on the market.
All right, so at minimum, always purchase a dual channel kit for your 4th generation core processor, because you're just throwing away performance if you just run a single stick or something like that. But then, of course, if you want maximum memory, I'd say, especially if you're going to be doing video editing or anything like that, a quad channel kit. And these are available as 4 gig or 8 gig DIMMs?
Yeah, so we have 4 gig times 4 or 8 gigs times 4 up to 32 gigabytes.
All right, so plenty of kits available here with the Trident X series, depending how much memory you need or how much memory you can afford if you're just getting up and off the ground with your new system. And I think that just about covers it. So guys, we moved over here to the official Computex OC World stage. This is where G.Skill has invited overclockers from around the world to overclock memory as well as processors on the new Intel Z87 platform with, of course, Intel's 4th generation core processors. Now, Mark, I understand you have a very famous overclocker just to your right. You're going to introduce me to right now?
Yes. Each year we have a huge, unique overclocking competition here, and we would like to invite very famous, world-class, top overclockers to our event.
Excellent.
And this is one of our overclockers, Young Pro from Australia.
All right. How's it going, Young Pro?
Yeah, good.
Good.
Thanks.
Stepping right here. Thanks, Mark. Now, I understand you guys have been working with, how many days have you been here so far working with Haswell and working with overclocking?
Okay, so we've been here since Monday. We set up on Monday and we've been doing a different vendor every day. So Z87, Haswell, high performance G.Skill memory, and we sort of get together a group of, fairly exclusive group of overclockers and just push the memory to its limits every day.
Very nice. Now, I know with G.Skill we already have some really high quality memory, very excellent for overclocking.
Yep.
Have you found that the sort of pairing that up with the new Haswell processors, is the IMC in Haswell, is it really living up to its potential?
Yeah, it's really crazy. It's every IMC can do more than 4,000 megahertz memory.
Wow.
So the other day we did 4,200, and pretty much every day we're doing 38 plus. So it's the new G.Skill 3000 kits are pretty crazy.
All right, as you guys can probably see, this is liquid nitrogen overclocking we have going on behind us. Are you guys sort of going for a combination CPU and memory overclock? Or are you kind of focusing on one than the other?
So we're just doing a bit of everything. We're doing, some days we're focusing on, every day we're focusing on very high frequency memory, but we're also doing all the traditional benchmarks, and we're trying to get CPU frequency high. So today we'll be shooting for about 6.7 on gigabyte day, and a couple days ago we did 6.7 on ASUS day.
Nice.
So yeah, the frequency's high on the CPU, the memory, the B clock of the platform's maxed out. It's just pushing absolutely everything.
It's also a great way to stay cool. I mean, we're in Taiwan,
right now,
which is a little bit on the hot and humid side, but working with the LN2 keeps the temperatures down very nicely. Now, when you're working with specifically with overclocking memory, and you're using LN2, for those of our viewers and myself as well who really hasn't focused that much on actual specifically memory overclocking, how do you actually configure that to sort of actually get the LN2 to remove the heats from the memory? Okay,
we've got a memory pot. So there's not one here right now, but there's a memory pot that we clamp onto the memory. And it's just a aluminium-based pot, and we use that and fill the container with liquid nitrogen, and that it comes down from the pot onto the memory, and then we can get it very cool. So at the moment we're aiming for about minus 100 on the memory, and that's sort of the sweet spot of performance and stability, and at that sort of temperature we can easily reach 4,000.
Do you need to use specialized motherboards when you're working with this type of overclocking?
We're using
exotic cooling.
We're using the high-end boards from all the manufacturers. So we're using the X-Power from MSI and the OC from Gigabyte and the ROG from ASUS. So it's always the highest end. Like some of the lower ends can do it, but it's much easier normally on the higher end gear.
You kind of need that specialty hardware in order to work with those low temperatures?
Yeah, well, it's not so much the low temperatures, but there's lots of settings, extra settings, higher voltages, of course, that's very helpful. And often they can tolerate cold better.
One more time, what's the highest memory frequency you guys have hit so far?
We got about 4260. 4260. So, and I think by the end of the week it might be possible for us to go to 4,300.
Nice.
So it's extremely high, and I mean, of course it's not stable at that frequency, but we had some sort of stability at 3,900. So it's
even
crazy.
real world applications, you could, as long as you have enough LN2, you could run that 24/7.
Yeah, I mean, I think frequency maybe 3,200 might be possible for 24/7.
Right, maybe a little bit more reasonable for the folks at home, but definitely impressive to see the types of frequencies and numbers you guys have been hitting, and I wish you the best of luck in hitting even higher numbers and achieving maybe some world records this week.
Thank you very much.
All right, thanks very much for talking to us today. Again, we've been talking with Young Pro as well as Mark from G.Skill. Thank you very much for watching this video, guys. If you'd like to see more coverage of Computex 2013, check it out. It's on our Newegg TV YouTube channel. We'll see you all in the next video.